Hello, this is Ina from IMKS News. Thank you for joining us this evening. We're here at IMKS News. We would like to keep things on the ethical side. We keep everyone up to date on what's legal and illegal in the business world and how you can keep yourself out of unneeded lawsuits. Tonight we are focusing on job interviews. When hiring new employees, the interview process is the most important part. As an employer, you want to know what type of person you are hiring, but there are some kind of lines that you cannot cross when it comes to asking about their personal lives. Tonight, we are going to show you some of the inappropriate questions that you should not ask and that are illegal to do during a job interview, and how you can get the information from the person legally. Let's tune into a business meeting that is happening right now and see what we think about the ways of doing a job interviewing.
Okay, we have some job interviews coming up, and we need to make sure that the people that we are hiring are right for the job. Yeah, we don't want people who are going to be leaving on maternity leave or have some kind of disease, or even worse, someone who has a record or someone who isn't trustworthy. So what's our plan going to be to make sure that this doesn't happen? Yes, Bobby?
We could have it on paper that they fill out. Like one question could say, "Are you pregnant or planning on becoming pregnant?" And they can fill that in. Or we could just ask that during the interview.
Yeah, we should just take the direct approach. But isn't there rules about asking personal questions like that? Joe?
I feel like there is, but we don't really have time to look them up before these interviews.
We will just ask the questions nicely and hope that they don't get offended. And honestly, if they get offended about that stuff, do we really want them on our team?
No, we don't.
Okay, Joe, you and I are in charge of the interviews today, so let's get going.
Well, then that was interesting. There's so many things going wrong in that interview, and this company is just asking for a huge lawsuit to fall into their lap. Those managers could have still figured out some of those questions without asking them so directly. Let's tune back into the interview and see what kind of changes we could make to make these better.
Welcome in. My name is Carrie, and I will be doing your interview today.
Hi, I'm McKenna. Thank you for choosing me for this interview. I've heard great things about your company and would love to be a part of your team.
That is great to hear. We love having energetic people in our company. What do you think that you can bring to our company that no one else can?
I have outstanding people skills and have been working closely with the public for 5 years. I also have my associates in business.
That's great to know. Are you pregnant or do you plan on becoming pregnant in the near future?
I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for that right now.
That was definitely not the right thing to say. Did you see the look on the interviewee's face? She did not look comfortable at all. Let's go back and see how this could have been done differently.
That's great to know. Do you plan on needing any time off or needing to take any extended leave at all this year?
I don't have any vacations or extended leave planned.
That sounded so much better. The response of the interviewee was very sincere. That was so much more professional way of finding out if they needed to be gone for a long period of time, without prying into their personal business. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay, Sandra, I'm really liking how this interview is going. I just have a few more questions. How open is your availability? We're looking for both part-time and full-time positions.
It's very open. I can work Monday through Friday and even Saturdays if needed.
Okay, perfect. Do you have any diseases or disabilities that we need to know about?
No? Does it look like I have a disability? Why would you think that?
I'm sorry if I offended you. I didn't mean to. It's just on the list of questions that I was given to ask you.
Well, no, I don't have anything wrong with me, and I think that's a very terrible question to ask someone during an interview.
Ooh, that didn't go good at all. Here's the correct way of doing it.
Okay, perfect. So part of the job is that you have to be on your feet for 8 hours a day, and you are walking around the building and putting away merchandise. Are you capable of performing all these functions?
Oh yes, I can perform all of that. I'm used to being on my feet all day and don't tire easily.
What a change in her attitude. Asking professional questions makes the interview go so much smoother. We have one more interview, and it's the group interview. Let's see how it goes.
All right, ladies, we have one last question before we close your interview. Do you guys have any records that we need to know about? Have you been arrested or have you had a warrant for your arrest any time in your life?
I have a clean record. I am not a convict.
Same with me. There's nothing sketchy about me.
I can see why the girls got offended by those questions. Let's see how the questions should have been asked.
Okay, ladies, thank you very much for this interview. You both did very well. The last thing we need from you two is to fill out this paper so we can do a background check, and you will be hearing back from us in the next 3 days.
Okay, I will. Thank you very much.
As you can see, there are many different ways to getting the information that is needed without being offensive and potentially breaking the law. Be smart and research what can and can't be said during an interview. If it doesn't sound professional, it can possibly be offensive in any way, just don't say it. Play it safe. Now, earlier today, I had an interview with Katia, a young lady who is willing to share her story that she had in a job interview. It was very shocking what was said. Hi, Katia. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Ina, thank you so much for letting me come on the show today.
Well, of course. So from what I read from your email, you have quite the interview horror story. Could you tell us and our listeners what exactly happened?
I finally did just get an interview, and I thought it went really, really well at first. When I got there, the assistant manager, he took me back to the interview room. And when I got back there, he asked me just the basic interview questions, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is going really, really good. Then he told me all the job descriptions and what I have to do for the job, and immediately I felt like, yes, I'm going to get this job because I fit all the job descriptions.
It sounds like it was going really good. When did it go bad?
So at the very end of the interview, the assistant manager asked me if I'm married, and if I am married, how long have I been married? I thought it was a really weird question for him to ask me, and so I just said, yes, I am married, but I didn't tell him how long. I then asked him, how is this question relevant to my job? And he said, well, I just wanted to make sure that your husband is okay with you taking this position, and if he isn't okay, I'd be totally willing to call him and try to change his mind for you. I was so livid that he would ask me such a question. My husband and I have a really good relationship, and he fully supports everything that I do in my career, and I don't know why this guy would assume that he could just ask something like that. I stood up and I told him that he has no right to ever ask a candidate such a question, especially when there was no indication at all that that was even a problem, and why he would even assume that that was a problem. I told him that I was never going to work for their company, and that I was going to be filing a complaint against them, and then I walked out.
That is one of the most inappropriate questions I have ever heard. You have all the right to be mad about this. Are you the only person outside the family and friends that you have told this to?
No, I reached out to someone higher up and I told them my story, and they said that they were going to take actions against the company and this assistant manager. And then I also reached out to you guys as well.
I'm glad you reached out to us. This could have been done in so many different ways. If you sense that there's an issue that could be holding you back, he should have asked. Is there anything else that could be holding you back from this job? If there is there any way that I can help?
Well, exactly. I don't understand why he would ever think that that was an okay question to ask, and why any other company would think that's an okay question to ask. And I'm hoping that by getting the story to you guys, that other companies can hear this and make sure that these questions are not being asked in their interviews.
Well, thank you so much for doing an interview with us today, and we wish you the best of luck to find a new job.
Thanks again for having me, Ina.
Unethical job interviewings are becoming more and more common. Businesses need to go through their questions and make sure that everything being said is ethical, and make sure that their hiring committees are sticking to the ethical questions and not making up their own. Actions need to be taken to stop this. Thank you for tuning in at IMKS News, and we hope that you'll join us again tomorrow night. Be smart and research what you can and can't say during an interview. If it doesn't sound professional and could possibly be offensive, don't say it. Please, play it safe.
I am not a criminal. Period.
So, I've been wanting to get this job for a super, super long time, and I've been trying and trying to get hired, and I never got an interview. So when I finally got my interview, I was super, super excited, and when I got there, oh dang it.
Idiot!
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't have any vacations or extended leave planned.
So I finally did just get an interview recently, but when I got there, everything seemed super, super good. And then, dang it, I don't even know. I'm trying to... Okay. I'm sorry, I don't have an answer.
Hey.
Okay. I'm sorry, I have no... I can't do that.
I want to ask you one thing about that line. I know you didn't write it, but why are you saying you're sorry you have no extended leave plan?
Because the interviewer is asking me if I have, and it's like, I'm sorry with a question mark, but I'm not an actor, so...
I know, I just wondered why you would apologize instead of just saying...
Sorry, I don't have any vacations or extended leaves planned.
You shouldn't say either.
What do you mean?
You don't want to say.
He's asking an inappropriate question. That's what it's about. So yes, I'm going to say
Okay.
That's why I'm apologizing.
Thank you, Lena, for having me on your show today, and I appreciate you listening to my story.
It's very open. I can work Monday through Friday and even Saturdays if needed.
Such a question. And I stood up and I said, I'm never going to work for you guys, and I'm going to make sure that no one else ever, that I know works for you guys. Stop it. That was...
Hello, this is Ina from I Am KS News. Ooh, that's a good name.
No, I reached up to someone higher up, and I also reached out to you guys, and the people higher up said that they've been... Never mind. Stop it.
Ethical jobs are becoming more and more common. Businesses need to go through the interview questions and make sure that everything being said is ethical.
Hey, Ina, thank you so much for letting me come on the show today.
Hello, this is Victoria.
Dear God, please help me. Hey, stop it!
Chloe!
Yeah, we don't want people who are going to be leaving on maternal leave.
I don't really... Yes, Austin, thank you for talking right when I started talking. I'm not a YouTuber, okay? This doesn't work. What? Okay. 1, 2, 3. This is really high, but maybe the interviewer is very tall. Could be.